once that's over with, we have there are two rock bridges that will make nice obstacles for us to practice flying through danger zones. The first one is over here. The second one is just across the ravine. It's a little bit harder to get through. And once we're finished with all that, we'll head back to the airfield and give ourselves a land. Any questions?
Simple one.
Yeah.
How does it work? How many hostiles are in this area?
There will be a small dogfight in this, but it's going to be spontaneous, so because the mission doesn't always go as planned. When does it ever? So this will of course run. The mission will actually run you. We'll actually have pictures and stuff to run you through the basics, because this mission is just all about practice.
Okay. Neat.
Alrighty. So you should see a very large map with a couple of objects on it. Go all the way down to the bottom of the left of the map. You'll see your airplane token, and you'll see a Black Fury right next to it.
Yep. I see it.
So, so that aircraft token, you can click on it and move it around. You should be able to do that.
Yep.
Okay, now if you look to where if you click on it, when you click on it, you notice how it has a box. It has a box with points around it.
Yep.
So at the point where the aircraft's nose is, there's a little box that sticks right out. You click on that, and you can rotate it. Now then, so we're all about this. So we're all about different phases of aircraft. So I will bring this up. All right. So you should see a large paper sheet in front of you with what looks like a bunch of colored hexes.
Yep.
So there are four different types of airplanes. Your airplane is classified as a slow airplane, which uses this maneuvering chart. Basically, it's a slightly more complex version of chess. So, since we're not actually in combat right now, it's not actually vital that you adhere to this chart. You only have to adhere to it when we're actually in combat. Combat will be declared. This will be declared by the game master, me. So you move it. So turns go in phases. You start by having to move your airplane to at least one of these basic movement hexes. So for example, if you want to do a normal turn, you go 2 spaces forward and then 1 space to the right or to the left. But I cannot stress this enough. After you move, you need to make sure the nose of your airplane is pointed in the direction that you just moved. So if you just turn, make sure your nose is facing at least one of the flat sides of the hex. It should snap to it, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle.
Go on.
We'll get to shooting and as in crazy dogfighting maneuvers in a minute. So here's what we're gonna do is a few little turns. So I'm gonna place your token directly behind this Fury. The Fury is a faster guy, but he'll go slow enough so that you can keep up.
Okay.
So the way this will go is because he is the wing leader, he will go first and you go second. So he's gonna start off by going 3 spaces forward. It is your turn. Try to stay within 5 spaces of him. So like if you need to like move like really far, like in this case, In this case, the maneuver chart shows that you can move up to 4 spaces forward. If you do move 4 spaces forward, that's the equivalent of using your boosters, which means you can't use your guns the next turn.
Oh.
So it's like throwing you back in your seat from the G-force.
How does it differ to Random Skies on PC and on Xbox?
Well, in Xbox, it's harder to aim when you use the boosters, and the boosters only go for a certain amount of time. In this game, the boosters just make you they're kind of just throwing you back in your seat while you go a certain distance forward.
And as for PC,
Like you can still move and stuff. You just can't aim.
as for Random Skies on PC, however, how does it implement the mechanic?
So normally, if it was just continuous boost, I'd have like a level counter, which is like you see the three bars up above. I chose not to implement that because it's another thing to keep track of that are just and there's just so many that I keep track of already. So that's kind of one of its hindrances.
Oh.
So
I moved about 2
All right.
spaces.
all right. That's pretty much how movement works. But the blue spaces on the hex pattern, those indicate the tightest possible turn you can do. The problem with that is that's something you actually have to unlock via experience, and you get experience by shooting down planes and completing missions. And I'll go through more of that in the second tutorial mission once I got everyone here. This is just to run through basic flight mechanics and dogfights. Now then, I'm going to do a slight turn to the left. Follow.
Still following you.
Yep. All right. Let's get some action. I'm going to take control of your token for a minute.
Okay, good.
I'm going to move you over toward these observation balloons over here. There's two of them up there. You need to shoot. You just need to blow them up with your machine guns. They're pretty easy to kill. So I'll keep this sheet up here for your reference. You don't forget how to move your plane. But now I need to bring up this next one. This is the hex pattern for where and how you can shoot. So after you move your plane, I'm gonna use your character token just for an example. I'm gonna move. Let's say if you started right here, and it is your turn. Your movement phase means you just simply move, and then the second phase of your turn is check to see if you can shoot at anybody. In this case, since you are armed with four machine guns, you would be using this firing pattern.
Quad machine guns. 150.
Now, number doesn't really matter. Number of guns and base damage don't really matter, but they do. But here's where it comes into play. You trace out these hexes in front from the place where your plane is. So the first hex that you see on here would be right here in the game world. Now the green hexes are what we call the sweet spot. Those are at optimal distance where you will actually do twice as much damage. The ones that are blue, the ones that are just blank colored, those only do a base amount of damage without any multiplier. To determine how much damage you actually do is done by the roll of a d10. So when you're getting ready to shoot at a stationary object, because this object is stationary, you don't actually have to roll a to-hit roll. Because when you're engaging an enemy, you have to roll to see if your bullets land on him, and then you roll to see how much damage you actually do. But since this number, the number you have to roll to actually hit the target changes based on what kind of target it is. So say if you were firing at a fighter plane like this guy, you would have to roll higher than say a 4. Whereas if you were shooting at say like a bomber, you would only have to roll higher than a 2 because it's a big target. Whereas if you were firing at a Zeppelin, or in this case the observation balloon, or a ground target, you wouldn't have to do the aim roll at all because it's standing right there. If that jarbled English made any sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now, rockets handle very much in the same way, only they can fire at a much greater distance. The problem with rockets is while they do deal extra damage regardless, they actually have limited ammo, much more limited ammo. Actually, both guns have ammo, just one has more than the other. And I count the blue bar represents how many bullets you have, how many bursts you have for your machine guns, and the green bar represents how many rockets you have or secondary weapon ammunition. So your secondary weapon could be like a cannon that you find at a doppelganger or something.
About the ammo differences between this and I Road to Revenge.
Something like that. Now the same mechanics apply to the secondary gun as they do to your machine guns. As you can see, there's two green squares in front of there's 2 green hexes on the rocket damage pattern. If you were right here and you hit a target right here with a rocket, it would do 4 times the damage. So rockets can be pretty deadly, but they are a pain in the ass if you miss. Now there are of course different types of rockets. We'll start off just using high explosive rockets because those are the easiest to map out. There are different rockets like flash rockets, flak rockets, and then of course seeker rockets and beaker rockets. Yes, we'll talk about those some other time now. So let's run through a small turn. So I'll do your movement phase real quick. This will put you in range, in perfect firing position on this balloon right here. Now go to the left of it. There's a toolbar on the left of your screen. Scroll down to what looks like a picture of a D20.
There it is.
So click on now. A menu will pop out once you hover your mouse over it. Click on what looks like click on the option that says D10. So what that does is it rolls a 10-sided die for you, and you can of course see it in the chat bar. So this would technically be the aiming roll for you, but since that's a stationary object, you're just going to hit it anyway. So now you roll the 10-sided die again to see how much damage you do. So roll the 10-sided die one more time. So you do a 9 damage, but since he is in the sweet spot, you do 18 damage instead, which means that this balloon goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
Now, let's try out rockets now. I'm gonna place your token over here, and you see this crash brigand right here on the ground. You're gonna use that as your target, and I'll let you do the movement to get yourself within range. By the way, if there is someone in your sights, you don't actually have to shoot at them. It's not required that you shoot at them. So you can have an enemy in your target, and even though he's within range, you can say, "Nah, I'm not going to shoot at him." Anyway, so move your plane into position on this target, and let's blow it up with your rockets. By the way, when you do say you're going to fire rockets, you're going to say, "I'm going to fire a rocket at this dude."
So, for example, I will say, "I'll fire at this brigand right here."
Yeah. Also, to help people designate what you're pointing at, if you hover your mouse over the map and hold down the left mouse button, you'll show what looks like a radar ping. Just like that.
Oh, awesome.
All right, so your rockets have a range of what looks to be about 8 spaces ahead. So this guy's perfectly within range. So let's give you, since it's a stationary target, it doesn't matter if you do the aiming roll. So just roll damage.
Roll d20.
Roll d10. All right. And since it does 2 damage in those areas regardless, it just means you did 4 damage to him. So he's only got one teensy little speck of health left. And because you fired a rocket, you click on it. You need to double click on your character token, and you should see a menu pop up. And click on the green. Click on the little attributes text square. Sorry, the text bar under bar 1, which is where the green bar, and simply reduce 4 to 3. All you have to do is type it.
Save settings.
Yep. Same for the blue bar as well, since you fired a burst at that balloon.
28 or 9.
29. Hang on one sec, I'll do it. Okay, there we go. Now, during certain portions of on certain maps, there will be repair stations where you can get completely rearmed and repaired. So just like there is in High Road to Revenge. So all you have to do is locate where those are, and say I'm landing at the station, and you'll be off the map for like 3 turns.
Okay.
So this frigate is still here, so it's still your turn. So finish him off. You can get close and blow him up with your guns, or you can move again and fire another rocket at him. Oh yeah, he's gone.
He's definitely gone.
Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm gonna take control of your token again. We are gonna now do a little game of follow the leader. This is where things get interesting. I'm gonna place you just behind the Fury. You need to follow him through the designated areas, which are danger zones. If you see these red dots on the hexes?
Yeah.
If your flight path goes through those, say if this guy was right here, he couldn't just tight turn out of there because he's a fast plane, and he has a different movement pattern which prevents him from making a tight turn like that. If his flight path goes through that, and that's the only thing he can do, he just smacks right into it. And he goes kablooey. Yep.
Okay. My start to be is a slow one, right?
Yeah.
A Bulgarian aircraft imported into the United States.
Pretty much.
Converted into a recon craft.
Anyway, let's do this. I'll go first. I'm gonna go 2 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
2 spaces forward.
All right. Now this is a move that you can't quite do. So don't be surprised by this. Since this is a faster plane, it has the ability to make a more wide turn, which is called a heavy turn, which is 3 spaces forward and then 1 space to the right or to the left. It is now your turn.
I usually move 2 spaces.
All right. He's going to move 2 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
Got it.
All right. Click.
2 spaces plus 1 additional space after a turn.
That's good. All right. All right. He's going to make a slight turn to the right.
He's gonna move 3 spaces.
And there you go. You just made it. You just made it through the first danger zone.
What about the second danger zone?
The second danger zone is going to be a little harder because it doesn't have a very clear path through it. I'm gonna take control of your token, and we're gonna go across the ravine real quick. So this one has a bit of a stranger path through it. So you got to plan your moves accordingly. And if you don't think you're gonna make it, it's okay. If you don't think you're gonna make it, just go around and try again. Anyway, I will go first. Move 3 spaces. I'm going to move 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
Do the same thing.
He's going to go 2 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
Same thing again.
He's going to make a turn to the left. Just barely pass through it. It is now your turn.
Spaces. 3 for movement and 1 for turning. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Actually, you still can make through it. You actually still would be able to make it through on your next turn. I'm going to move 2 spaces forward. If you do a tight turn to the right, you'll make through it. You'll make it through. Yep. Put your plane there. There you go. Alright, he's going to make a turn to the right. It is now your turn. That would actually put you right here.
Oh. Thankfully assist.
Yep. Alright. Now comes the hard part. During this mission, when there's story elements involved, as well, Black Fury is giving you some pointers. You get pounced upon by 3 firestorms.
But since they're dead.
So, now it's time to go through movement. Now it's time to go to bring up what gives you the edge in fights. Just below your character token, you should see this. These are 3 crazy maneuvers that you can do. That you start out, that each player can start off with. You can only use one of these, so choose wisely. So, yeah. So, the full loop can only be achieved after you do a 4-space sprint. The yo-yo, the same thing. The split S, it doesn't have to be. It can get very ideal.
Okay.
Which one are you gonna? Which one are you using?
The split S.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna put a small mark on that real quick.
I'm about here.
Doke. Now then, since I'm gonna take control of our tokens real quick and place us in a certain position. So, we are attackers. No, they are attackers. We are the defenders. So I'm gonna do a single die roll. We have to roll. So we just have to roll. We just have to see whoever rolls highest gets to go first, and then the turns are then based on rank. Since I'm the wing leader, I go first. If we go first, and then you go, and then you go, and then yada yada yada. Defenders have rolled a 10.
You go first.
Attackers have rolled a 3. Yeah, we go first. So first I go, then you go, and yeah, and so on and so on and so on. I'm gonna start off by going 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
2 spaces for me.
I forgot to mention. If you go back down to the firing patterns, your tail gun has a pattern as well. It has a much more wide pattern, considering that the gun has a very wide angle of turning. So yeah, you can fire higher anytime. Yes, you can fire that gun even if there are two. So you don't have to designate which plane you're firing at first. If there are in fact 2 planes in either of those arc, if there's one in the arc for your main guns and then an arc for your tail gun, you could fire at both of them.
Awesome.
Anyway, it's your turn. Did you go like 2 spaces forward, or I forgot what you did?
About 2 spaces.
All right. Bad boy 1 is going to go 3 spaces forward. Bad boy 2 is going to also go 3 spaces forward. Bad boy 3 is going to make a normal turn to the right. All right, I'm going to go. Dutch goes next. He's going to make a turn to the right and attempt to fire at this boy with machine guns. So as shots land. See how much damage he does. He does 2 damage, and since it's in the sweet spot, he does 4 damage. So this guy is at 36 health points, and minus one to my bullet counter.
God, if there was a real.
Anyway, I forgot to set the mood. One moment. Let me set the moment.
Imagine if the plane used it.
If the music proves to be too loud, you can you have in your settings you have a master music volume. And if you want to listen to your own music, you can just mute whatever music I'm playing, and then just pull up your music player or something.
I would like to play the battle music from High Road to Revenge.
All right, you can do that. I'll mute my music, and you can. Actually, I'll just keep mine playing. You can actually go to the. You can mute your music, and you can mute the music here in the settings, and then you can play whatever the heck you want.
Okay, gotta set it up. I actually exported the music files from the Xbox for data.
When you're ready, yes, I'll know when you're ready. Just move it.
Is it less loud? I'm ready. Now I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm gonna mute the music and turn the master volume back up because you'll actually need it at the end of this.
Anyway.
You'll see. Huh?
Anyways, back to the battle.
Indeed. It is your turn.
I'll move I'll move one space forward. Activate my...
There are two. There is a guy. This guy is within your gun range. Do you plan to shoot at him?
I kind of do.
All right. Roll to hit. Roll to hit.
9.
Your bullets land. Let's see how much damage you do.
9.
You rolled a 9 for your aiming roll. What's your damage roll? Okay, roll one more time for your damage.
1.
1 damage.
This is gonna hurt.
Right. -1 to your bullet counter. So you're at 28 bullets.
Yep.
Someone yelling at you? Oh dear. Do you need to pause for a minute?
I don't. Unless there's excessive yelling.
Alright, you ready to continue?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Bad guy.
Alright.
Bad guy took 1.
Bad guy, bad boy's turn. By the way, bad boy's turn. He's gonna move 3 spaces past you. This other bad boy is gonna go 1 space. Is gonna go 1 space. Is gonna make a normal turn to the left. Other bad boy is gonna make another turn to the left. And he is going to attempt to shoot. He is going to attempt to shoot at you. With machine guns. His bullets do land. Oh, geez.
Oh no.
He just did a whopping 16 damage to you.
19. Right. Since I took 16 damage.
Shit, man. Anyway, Dutch's turn. He is gonna pull a split S, so 3 spaces forward and then instant turnaround. And he is also gonna shoot. He's gonna take a shot out at this guy with his guns.
God,
His bullets do land. And he does 3 damage.
Bad boy. Now the bad boy's turn.
No, it is. Nope. It's your turn.
1 space forward.
All right.
This
guy's within your shooting arc, and this guy's within your shooting arc. You plan to shoot at both of them?
Yep.
All right. Let's roll for. Tell me which one you're gonna roll for first.
D10 for 1 in the front.
All right. Give it a roll.
4.
Your bullets land.
2.
And 2. And since he is within the sweet spot, that is 4 damage. So he is at 29 health. Now roll for the guy your tail gunner's shooting at.
3 for the tail.
His bullets land. Let's see how much damage he does.
5.
5. And since he is also in the sweet spot for the tail gunner, he takes 10 damage. Retribution is sweet. By the way, for your tail gunner, since that's a separate gun, he doesn't have to. You don't have to remove bullets for him. You don't have to remove an additional round of bullets for his shot, but you do have to remove the shot for your primary guns.
Cool.
All right. It is now Bad Boy's turn. He's gonna make a turn to the. This guy is gonna make a turn to the left. This guy is also gonna make a turn to the left. This guy is gonna make a turn to the right. Dutch is gonna move 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
Gotta do the split.
Huh?
The split S, yeah.
Yep. 3 spaces forward and then 1 space back. No, 3 spaces forward. Sorry, 3 spaces forward and then just turn your plane around.
Yep.
Bingo. All right, he is just outside of your gun arc, so you can't quite shoot at him, but you are out of danger. It is now Bad Boy's turn. He is gonna make a turn to the right. He is also gonna make a turn to the right. He is gonna make a turn to the left.
Now it's your turn.
He's gonna go 2 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna make it turn slightly to the right.
That would put you right here. There you go. And he's within range. He's within range. Are you gonna shoot at him?
With the rockets.
All right, give it a roll.
10.
Your rocket will land. So now roll damage.
7.
Times two. You have just done a whopping 14 damage to him.
So that leaves me with 1 rocket left.
Yes, it does. And I need to pull up my calculator real quick because I'm a dumbass when it comes to math. All right, he is at 15. All right, it is bad guy's turn. He is going to make a turn to the left. He is going to make a turn to the right. He is also going to make a turn to the left. Dutch is going to take 2 spaces forward and also fire a rocket at him. The rocket lands. It's in the sweet spot, so it does 4 damage. But he is taking a bad whooping. That is -1 to me.
Now it's my turn.
It is your turn. Yes, it is your turn. Did you do a turn?
Yep.
Okay. All right. There's no one in your gun arc, so that is your move. All right. Bad Boy's turn. He's gonna go. Yes, he's gonna go 1 to the right. He's gonna go make a turn to the right and attempt to shoot at Dutch. His bullets land. Ooh, he does 8 damage to him. Since he's not in the sweet pot, there is no multiplier.
I really enjoyed this. This is awesome.
Thank you. Other bad boy's turn. He's gonna go 3. He's gonna go 4. He's gonna go 4 forward. He's gonna sprint away, going 4 forward. This guy's gonna make a turn to the left. Dutch is going to give chase at 3 spaces. It is now your turn.
Just gonna move away. And make a flat left turn. Also giving him chase.
Alright, that puts you right here. Alright. He's just out of your gun, just no one in your gun arc, so that is your move. Oop! This guy just made a fatal mistake. He cannot make it through that danger zone, so he has to make a turn to the right. This guy's gonna make a turn to the left. Sorry, you had a question?
I don't think there's danger zones in any of the video games.
No, I wanted to kind of cross the bridges a little bit.
Nor the actual tabletop.
Yep, exactly. This guy's gonna go 3 spaces forward and attempt to fire a rocket at Dutch. The rocket lands. Ooh, it does 16 damage.
Well, your plane's destroyed.
No, but it's hit pretty hard.
And does it have any damage statistics? Like an indicator, like in the PC game?
Well, that's what the red health bar is.
Oh.
Yeah, he just took a whopper. He's at 11 health. Yes. It's now Dutch's turn. He's gonna pull another split S. Just out of range. Yep, just out of range. That is his turn. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna do another split S. And maybe fire a rocket on one of the bad guys.
So you did a split S, and you're gonna fire a rocket at this guy?
Yeah.
All right. Give us a roll.
9.
The rocket lands. And it does 2 damage.
I'm gonna switch to another music that I exported from the Xbox.
His bad boy's turn. This guy's gonna move 3 spaces forward. This guy's gonna make a turn to the right. This guy is also gonna make a turn to the right. Dutch is going to move 4 spaces forward and attempt to shoot at him with machine guns. His bullets land. And they do 6 damage. And since that is in a sweet spot, he has just done 12 damage. Okay. So that puts him at 28. Well, speaking of which. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna make a slight turn to the left.
Alright, no one in your gun arc, so that's your move. These guys' turn. This guy, since he's just hit the edge of the map, isn't going to run away. So to keep him in line, he's just going to do a turn, and that will put him here. This guy is going to do a turn to the right. This guy is going to sprint by. With Dutch, it is now Dutch's turn. He's gonna pull another split. He's gonna pull another split S and make up right on this bastard's tail, and attempt to fire his last rocket at him. He hits and does a whopping 10 damage. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna do another split S.
All right. Here, hang on. Here, hang on. I'll flip you. Hang on. I'll flip you around. There you go.
So I'm gonna fire a rocket at my last missile.
Hang on a sec. Okay, yeah, that's your last one.
6. 4.
It lands. Let's see. It does 8 damage. He's just so. In this game, whenever a plane reaches 10 health, it has a movement restriction on it, which means like its engines are damaged, so it can only move a maximum of about three spaces. So it can only go like 3 spaces forward, or do a normal turn, or depending on what it's restricted, depending on what movement grid it's based on. These firestorms are based on the heavy description, so they're way more limited in what they can do for basic maneuvers, and one of the things they cannot do is a tight turn. Yeah, he's in bad shape. I'm taking fire! Anyway.
I wish the site would allow custom audio files based around dialogue from the game.
It does actually. I'm planning to implement them. I just haven't done it yet. So this guy's going to make a turn to the right. So this guy is going to make a turn also to the right. This guy is going to move 2 spaces forward. Dutch is going to move 2 spaces. Is going to move 4 spaces forward and attempt to finish him off with machine guns. His bullets land. He does 5 damage. He's only got 5 hit points left. All right. It is your turn.
I'm gonna make a slight turn.
I'll put you right here. This guy is within your machine gun, your forward-firing machine gun arc. Do you plan to shoot at him?
Yep.
All right, let her rip.
2.
Your bullets miss.
So I don't roll.
No, you don't. You don't roll damage. No. If you miss, your bullets just whiz by him.
So, but it counts.
Yeah, it count. Yeah, you lose a bullet counter for it.
Keep in mind, I kinda suck at flying with keyboard in the games.
Well, lucky for here, you don't have to worry about a serious physics engine.
Or a flight physics engine. Yeah.
Yeah. The only time it ever really comes in is for narrative purposes. Anyway, this guy. Anyway, bad boy's turn. He's gonna make a turn to the left and fly through the danger zone. This guy is going to make a turn to the left as well. He is going to skip right by you. This guy is going to make a turn to the right and end up here.
We shall put the OG princess guy back.
Dutch is going to move 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
Make a slight turn again.
Okie dokie. No one's within your gun arc, so that is your turn.
We shall put the OG music back.
Alright. Bad boy's turn. He's going to make a turn to the right. Bad boy is going to go... is going to sprint forward 4 spaces here. This guy is going to make a normal turn this direction. Dutch is going to follow him through the danger zone through a normal turn. It is now your turn.
Is it 2 spaces forward and the music from the OG game will come back?
Just 2 spaces forward?
Yep.
Alright. This boy's turn. He's gonna make another turn to the. He's gonna make a turn to the left. He's gonna make a turn to the right. He's gonna make a turn to. He's gonna make a turn to the left. Dutch is gonna make a turn to the left and attempt to fire at him with machine guns to attempt to finish him off. His bullets land. It is a whopping 1 damage.
Was that happen very common in the actual tabletop game?
Well, it's to give a sense of tension. Alright, it is your turn.
Make a slight left turn, 2 spaces forward. 2 spaces.
Yep, you're good. Okie dokie, no one's in your gun arc, so you are, so it is now Bad Boy's turn. He's going to move 2 spaces forward. He's going to move 3 spaces forward. He is going to make a turn to the right. Dutch is going to make a turn to the right and fire again. Come on. There. He misses. It is now your turn.
Make a left turn again. 3 spaces.
That would actually put you right here. Okay. No one's in your gun arc, so it is now Bad Boy's. It's now Bad Boy's turn. Bad Boy is going to move 2 spaces forward. Other Bad Boy is going to make a turn to the right. Other Bad Boy is going to make a turn to the left. Dutch is going to move 2 spaces forward and as an attempt to finish him off. One more time, because fuck it. The bullets land. He does a whopping 10 damage.
AKA 20 if it's in the sweet spot.
And to celebrate this momentous occasion, do you have the master volume turned up?
Yep. I'm gonna stop the music from High Road to Revenge.
So yeah, that's why I wanted that on, because I have a bunch of destroyed airplane sounds.
Anyways.
Anyway, it is your turn. Anyway, it is your turn.
Make a turn.
Put you right here. All right, no one in your gun arc, so that is your turn. Bad boy is gonna make a turn to the left. Is gonna make turn to the left.
Uh-oh, now he's chasing me.
Bad boy is gonna go 3 spaces forward. Dutch is gonna make a normal turn to the left. It is now your turn.
This one I'm trying to flee away.
Aye, that's it.
Moving forward, 3 spaces.
I'll move that out of your way. Bad boy is gonna bad boy is gonna do a left turn through the danger zone. Other bad boy is gonna do another left turn.
I've been recording. Recording for almost an hour.
Dutch is gonna pull a split S, and then up here it is now your turn.
I'm gonna do the same.
All right. No one quite within your gun arc, so it is now their turn. He is gonna do a turn to the right. He's gonna turn as well. Dutch is gonna go 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn. Yep. He's just shy of your machine gun arc right there. All right. No, he's not in your gun arc. He has to actually be on the hex. Anyway, it is their turn. He's gonna go 3 spaces forward. He's gonna go 2 spaces forward. Dutch is gonna make a turn to the right. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna make a left 3 spaces. That's gonna put me right there or there.
That actually put you right here. So yeah, he's within your gun range and in a sweet spot. Light him up.
Miss.
Your bullet. You misses. You bastard! What do I pay you for? All right. Bad boy's turn. He's gonna make a turn to the left. Other bad boy's turn. He's gonna make a turn to the right.
Uh-oh.
You are just shy of his gun arc, so you are safe. Dutch's turn. He's gonna go 2 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna do a split ass again.
He is still shy of he is just shy of your gun arc, so that is your turn. It is now Bad Boy's turn. He is going to sprint forward. Other Bad Boy is going to make a turn to the left. Yes. Dutchy Boy is gonna do another split S. No one shy. It is now your turn.
Is it possible to turn with 2 spaces only?
Yeah, the tight turn.
Just. Oh wait.
Yep. He's still just shy. He's just shy. Your maximum range is like right here. By the way, if you go to the toolbar real quick and click on what looks like a ruler in the middle of a circle.
Snap to the corner.
And you click on a hex, and then you drag while clicking, it will give you a measurement in meters. So it gives you an idea of the distance. Oh, wait a minute. No, you clicked on the paintbrush, I think.
Polygon line.
Yeah, click on what looks like a ruler with a bit in the middle of a circle. It's just below the magnifying glass.
I don't see it.
You don't.
Oh, yeah.
So you just click on a hex and click while you have your mouse button click down, drag over to another hex, and we'll give you a measurement in meters. Can you see mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 hexes is 60 meters.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's just. But anyway, go back to the picture of the mouse clicker and make sure you click that again, so you can actually still select your token. Anyway, it is Bad Boy's turn, so he's gonna go 3 spaces forward. He's gonna make a turn to the left. Dutch is going to go 4 spaces forward, and he's going to attempt to shoot. And he's going to shoot at this guy. His bullets land, and does a whopping 8 damage. It is now your turn.
Cut my 2 spaces forward and turn. It's way too close.
No, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. And you plan to shoot at him?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Give us a roll.
5.
Your bullets land.
6.
It,
6. Target terminated.
Congratulations on your first kill. All right, it is now Bad Boy's turn. He's gonna make a turn to the left. Dutch's turn. He's gonna go 3 spaces. It is now your turn.
Got to set to 26. Shot. Making a pursuit with 2 spaces.
Okie doke. It's Bad Boy's turn. He's gonna go 2 spaces forward. Dutch's turn. He's gonna make a turn to the left. It is now your turn. All right. He is within the range of your machine guns. Do you plan to shoot at him?
Yep.
Let her rip.
6. 6.
Your bullets land.
9.
And you do a whopping, and he is in a sweet spot, so you did a whopping 18 damage to him. Now let me just, fucking calculator. 27 minus. Ooh, he's in bad shape. He was at 9 hit points. It is not all right. It is Bad Boy's turn. He now has a movement restriction. So to symbolize that, I will be putting this on. I'll be putting this little token on as on his plane. It's a little picture of a wrench, meaning he needs repairs bad.
Imagine getting a critical hit.
Also, to remind him that he has a movement penalty, so he can only move 3 spaces per turn. So he is going to attempt to turn to the right. Dutch's turn. He's going to go 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
3 spaces forward.
All right. It's his turn. It's the Bad Boy's turn. He's gonna go 2 spaces. He's gonna attempt to turn to the right. Dutch is gonna go 3 spaces forward. It is now your turn.
Making a right turn.
Bingo. You can shoot at. He is within the arc of your forward firing guns. Let it rip.
4.
The bullets land.
9.
And you do a whopping 9 damage because he is in the arc. Congratulations on your second kill. So that is the basics of aerial combat. So thoughts, wants, gripes, please. I want to hear them.
My thoughts are pretty awesome. My only gripe is that every time I shoot, I manually change the number.
Manually changing the number. Like, honestly, I plan to make that link to a difficulty setting. So like if we start a game at we plan to do it with realistic or simple difficulty.
For example, realistic, you have to. It's manual.
Realistic. The only thing you have to count is health and how much rockets you have, and bullets don't really matter. Bullet count doesn't really matter.
Simple.
Yeah. Realistic. I plan on adding the realistic count as the realistic counter. So that one you do have to count bullets with, and then I plan on making a more strenuous difficulty, whereas it adds a different kind of damage model. So there's an extra so in this one you not only have to do the aiming roll, you also have to roll a 6-sided die for which part of the aircraft you hit. And every airplane is divided up into 6 sections, which has a certain amount of health, which all accumulate into the aircraft's full health. And all you have to do to shoot down a plane is destroy one of those parts. So you could, the cockpit is the weakest part, so you could potentially kill a pilot easily with only a few shots.
Neato.
I haven't fully fleshed that out yet because I'm still in the process of writing the rule book. But as soon as I can get all you guys into this one little session, it's going to get quite hectic and quite awesome. I am also still writing rules for ground combat. So like if you when you land your plane and there's like a ground mission and shit, because in the next tutorial mission you guys will actually be boarding a Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like if you played Assassin's Creed 4, it's kind of like that.
Or in Crimson Skies at the end of every mission.
Just with that kind of idea, you go on, you have to kill a few guys and take over the Zeppelin's bridge. But yeah, that's basically how this works.
All right, that was pretty cool.
I do also have a dueling mode just for fun. So you grab your token or whatever airplane you want to use, and you go up against another guy or a bunch of, or just go up against the game master if you want to with three, 1 or 2 or a couple other planes and whatever amount of targets, and just have some fun that way. But this is all in preparation for a role playing campaign mode. So this kind of stuff. So anyway, I got to get this reset. So yes, I hope you had some fun. So I hope to. Yes, I hope we do it again sometime.
And I also recorded about 1 hour and 10 minutes.
I wish I could. If I had the ability to code, I would totally want to make some sort of program that allows us to do this more seamlessly. But I do not know how to code at all. So
Anyways,
the only thing I know the only thing I know how to make is stylish graphics. So yeah, I made these planes from scratch. So yeah, as you saw with your beautiful biplane. So I will see you next time. Hopefully we can get everyone in. That's everybody. All of you guys are now in the know with how the rules work. So I gotta try and get you all guys into the same game.
All right, match and recording's over.
Welcome to the skies of the Crimson Skies. Anarchy.